Up and down, up and down. Buy the rumors, sell the news. This is what we're living right now in these past few, even hours, in the past few days, weeks, hours, minutes. This is what we've been feeling on our skin with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. I made a video on a Friday, then on a Sunday morning, things were completely different. And now on a Wednesday, things are again completely different than they were on last video. Things are starting to become very volatile. Actually, not starting, they are already becoming very volatile in crypto. Current prices here are 90,429 for Bitcoin, 2,218 for Ethereum. XRP is at $2.48, BNB below the 600 once again. Solana is at 146. So everything that we gain after the release of the reserve, the announcements of the reserve, the crypto reserve for the US Treasury, we had a huge spike, then a huge correction. Now we don't know where to go. We have seen green candles followed by red candles. We've seen a lot of volume. We've seen a lot of liquidations on both sides. So the buy the rumors and sell the news, it has become a mantra pretty much here for anyone into crypto lately. March tends to be a weird month. We've had green months on Bitcoin for a while now, so we're going to analyze that as well. But for the copy trading, we've started with the right foot. We are so far at 0.5% in the month of March for our copy trading strategy. So this is very, very good for us. So more news today. Let's jump right into them in today's video. So as I mentioned before, the copy trading is at 100%, still oscillating around that 100% number. Of course, these months that we lower our average right here, they will result in the forecast, the ROI, to go down. But you might not remember, but we've had months of 4, 5, 6% in the beginning. Then we had huge months of 14%, 10, 11%, and now we're kind of slowing down. It doesn't mean that the forecast ROI, the projection, and the monthly returns will go down forever. No, it is just a period of stagnation that whenever we have the chance of making better trades, we are going to increase those trades back again. So the Phoenix is still performing very, very well, giving you that percentage around that 1% per month, even above sometimes. So very, very good, especially in a scenario like this where there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. This is a good place for you to park your stablecoin and just wait it out. You know, maybe just open a few spreads, maybe just buy a few leaps for the whole cycle itself. So Bitopics is a great place for you to do so. The link for you to register to log in into Bitopics is going to be the first one in the description. So if we go right here to the projection of the monthly returns for Bitcoin, you can see for 4 years we've had positive returns for the month of March. So 16% last year, 22, 5, and 30% in 2021. If we switch that to Ethereum, we also had a good month of March, but guess what? February since the beginning has always been a good month. Only 1 year, in 2018, we saw a 24% drop. And guess what? This is the first time since then, since 2018, that we closed the month with this much of a drop. And actually, this is one of the biggest drops right here, because if you look, we have 1%, 17%, 5%, 22%. The first one that is bigger than this is all the way in 2022 on June, which was a 44% drop. Then if we go even further than this, we're going to be looking at March of 2020, which was right when the pandemic exploded. Then before even this, we most likely are going to be looking right here, August and November of 2018. So there are not many drops like this, like we had in February. We only have 4 or 5 different other occurrences when Ethereum fell by a lot, fell by this much or more than this. So it is kind of scary to see that maybe March for Ethereum will also be very, very bad. But for Bitcoin, we hopefully keep this green number to get that 5 green months of March in a row. Looking at the RSI on the 24 hours, we are moving upwards. Most of the tokens are moving upwards, meaning that they have a positive direction. They have a green direction right here. We have a very weird token, the GPS one. I'm not familiar with this one, which went from overbought all the way to oversold in the past 24 hours. So that is weird. I'll have to look at the charts for this later on. But you can see that most of these tokens, the wick are downs, meaning that they're going on an upward trend. Of course, this is the RSI. Sometimes the RSI can be divergent from the price itself, from the price action itself of the token. So you have to take in consideration this as well when you do your due diligence. But the RSI is kind of like an indicator, a little bit like the fear and greed index. You know, when the token is being oversold, there's massive panic, or there's a lot of greed because people are buying and it is overbought. A lot of people are buying. It usually can signal a top for this token. In the altcoin season index, we are going back towards the Bitcoin season. You see that we touched for a brief period of time in December the altcoin season, but that didn't catch and that did not hold by a lot. And we did move back down towards the Bitcoin season once again. Liquidation wise, we have two huge liquidations right here for Ethereum and Bitcoin. They are even in a different color for some reason. I don't know why, but huge liquidations for Ethereum and Bitcoin. And in the past 24 hours, $534 million went away. They were liquidated from long or short positions. We are actually very balanced between shorts and longs. So half of this money was from long positions, the other half was from short positions. So by switching to the liquidation heat map, we see a heat spot right here that was this morning on Bitcoin around the $89,000, which we touched. We had a huge momentum all the way above the 90,000. Now we're slowing it down. I don't know if we're gonna break below and go towards the $89,000 once again, but it is starting to accumulate right here, a price of interest right here around the 91,400 more or less. You're starting to see the greenish becoming almost yellow right here. We also have a point of interest right here at the $86,000, but this is too far away. I don't think we're gonna touch it, even if we lose momentum like we did right here. I still think that we are just gonna hover around the 90,000 to maybe touch the 90,400 for Bitcoin. If we switch to Ethereum, Ethereum is very hot on the right below the 2300, so the 2274, 2275. That is a huge point of interest here for Ethereum. We saw it hit these points once, twice, three times right here. Actually, these could be two separate, but let's just keep it as one. 3 times right here, and now I kind of lost this momentum. But again, I do think that we're not going to break below the 2200 here if this keeps increasing. So the liquidation leverage right here keeps rising on this point. This most likely will be another point of interest that we're going to follow, kind of like doing a little bit of a U right here, going back up towards that. Now on Solana, we actually have a very strong bottom. So the bottom for Solana looks very strong right here. The 140 has a very noticeable point of interest right here at 140. Now looking at the charts, the first one that opened right here was XRP. So we're going to start with XRP. You can see that we held at the point of control very steadily. So this range right here is always very important. You see that we traded around this, then we touched it once, we stayed around it again, we used it as a support right here, we broke below that, then we went above, and now we kind of bounced on it right here. So for XRP, it seems that we're going good. We're right smack in the middle of the RSI here at 50 for XRP. On the weekly, we've seen that we are holding fairly strong right here, and on the 4-hour chart we can see that we're holding above some VWAPs and the moving average. So if we keep this momentum, we could be looking back at 2.6 maybe by Friday, maybe by next week, but we could indeed touch that zone right here, that place right here, which will bring us back to a point of interest right here. Being a previous point of interest now will become a little bit of a resistance for XRP. For Bitcoin, on the 4-hour charts, you can see that we are trading above the middle of the RSI. We're looking at the 60s right here. We are already well above the moving averages right here. So if we lose this momentum, like we can see from this fallen star right here, maybe this will bring us to touch back the 88. But if we keep this momentum, we could be looking towards the top of the Bollinger right here. But just by looking at the pattern, the morning star right here showing this hammer formation, most likely we're going to test again the $88,000 on the 4-hour chart. On the daily, you see that we have a lot to catch right here. We're going to touch this middle of the Bollinger. Maybe we're going to lose momentum here. Maybe we're going to be able to reach right here the point of control here, which is right around the $96,000. But this is a little bit far-fetched for me. I think we're going to lose our momentum right around here. We have to keep an eye on the RSI to see if it's going to stagnate with the volume, which is still ongoing right here on the daily. So we have to keep an eye on this to see if we're going to keep pressure or we're just going to lose momentum on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, nothing looks good. Honestly, nothing looks good for me here. I think we're going to stop right at the 2300, the 2321. I think that is the place for us to look at, which is the point that I showed you on that liquidation heat map. I think we're going to touch that and stagnate once again, which is exactly right here. We're going to touch this moving average right here, lose this momentum. On the 4-hour, we may be able to see it better. The 2300 will be right around here. So maybe we're going to break above this, but again, lose this momentum, lose this strength that we have to go above, and maybe look for the bottom of this Bollinger right here around the $2,000 for Ethereum. So hopefully we gain this strength right here. We see more volume right here. If not, not, then the bottom of the Bollinger is the most probable one. So now people are looking at a few numbers, a few metrics to understand what could be a bottom for Bitcoin. And we actually have one right here. We have Timothy Peterson right here, which shows us a very good image right here saying that 69 is the inevitable bottom for Bitcoin, is the lowest price forward. And after this, we're never going to be looking back at it, which is the $69,000 according to this chart right here, which is an estimation of a network adoption curve through price trends. Again, this seems very complicated, but 69 was the number that he gave us. And he says there's a 95% chance that it won't fall below that. This seems to be very precise right here regarding this point of interest for the bottom of Bitcoin. And someone even says that he nailed it back when $10,000 was a bottom that he called for. So we would have to wait and see on what will happen. And here another image that he shared is that usually there's a trend and we're going to be following this trend to most likely until the end of April, because we've seen that before from April 2024 to October 2024. And now we're seeing this once again. That most likely means that we are going to keep this holding for a few months before it stabilizes and then starts to move back up towards the all-time high or prices that we saw above the $100,000. So here we have a very nice article. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but this is where it's talked about the Trump effect on crypto. Not only Donald Trump, we also have Eric Trump doing a lot of tweets about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we saw when Trump released the announcement of the reserve, everything went crazy. Then everything went back towards the previous price that it was before that pump. And Trump even doubled down like Milei did, saying that, hey, this is a casino. You don't cry because you lose money in a casino. So this is borderline stupid tweets, you know, borderline best stupid tweets of 2025, because there's a lot of money at risk right here from retailers. So if retailers leave, institutions are not going to be able to carry the weight of these, what was it, 150,000 new people to the Solana network just for the Trump and Melania token. So we're talking about new people that had never experienced crypto before, 150,000 of them that most likely lost money, and now they have to hear from their own president that they cannot cry because they lost money because it is a casino, which most of the people who are not crypto friendly, they think crypto is a casino, and they're not understanding the tech behind it. They're not understanding that this is way more than a casino. So these things on the long term, my opinion, they don't help the environment to grow in the way that we want it. It helps the environment to grow in a more degen way, in a more gamblish way, which I don't think is what most of protocol owners or CEOs or just Web3 people want it to be in the future. We want it to be for the tech. We want it to be a good place for us to free ourselves from the power of dictatorships and the power of corrupt governments. So we'll have to wait and see what more trickeries Trump has stored for crypto people, especially for the tokens that he wants to add to that reserve. So we have ADA, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, maybe others that are going to be added to that list. So with this, today's video is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis that we did. I need you to take 1 minute of your time just to interact with this video, just by clicking like, subscribe if you're not part of the channel already. Just by doing that, you help this video to reach other audiences, to reach new people. And we need that more than ever here on Bitopics and on crypto, because most of the crypto videos right now are just scam showing how to rug people on Pump.fun. We just have like a lot of degen and a lot of shitty content for crypto as a whole. So if you could help engaging with this video, it would mean a lot to every one of us here at Bitopics. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.